Valkyrie is a forgotten hero by the devs. I wouldn't say the most forgotten, that belongs to Warlord. I think Valkyrie is second in my opinion. Valkyrie isn't too weak in For Honor, but the game has evolved and left her behind. Valkyrie's kit is just starting to feel bad and outdated now. If you were to compare Valkyrie to modern heroes in For Honor right now, she's just outclassed by other heroes who have hyper armor, better pressure, and so on. But she can also hold her own sometimes, not all the time. In Dominion, from time to time, it's up in the air honestly, depending on the opponent that you face, but she can definitely hold her own sometimes, but not all the time though. So in today's video, I will give you guys my opinions on why Valkyrie feels outdated in For Honor. Valkyrie has a defensive sided moveset, or kit if you want to say it like that. Her moveset is way too defensive sided. I mean, if you look at what she has in her moveset, it's mainly lights, heavies, crushing counters, dodge lights, zone, and an all guard that is easy to see coming but can continue chains if you land the bash after. And her pin. Yeah, don't forget the pin. The pin is also really cool with Valkyrie. Yeah, as I listed there, Valkyrie has a moveset that is a little bit defensive sided, and is mainly about going for your all guard and someone hoping that the enemy will throw their attack and possibly go for your mix-ups. Valkyrie feels slower, and you have to wait to get your opponent's moves out and do damage to your opponent. In this meta of For Honor, many heroes are very fast-paced. Overall, it is about being fast-paced and more aggressive than being patient and waiting. The defensive playstyle just doesn't work for the game right now, and Valkyrie's offense is kinda non-existent somewhat, and she doesn't produce pressure with her kit on offense or chain pressure. Valkyrie also has her all guard, which is honestly, in my opinion, like one of the worst all guards to me, at least. Okay, the reason I say that it is because you can see the move of the all guard coming very early, like the bash. If you're trying to go for the bash, you'll just see it coming very early because it's an orange. So of course people are going to react on orange. And sometimes whenever you see a Valkyrie holding the all guard and staying in the position, you can sometimes guard break them and get your damage. Now I will say, if you do time it right, you can get your bash off, but you gotta read your opponent's moves very carefully. Valkyrie feels outdated because the meta For Honor is different than it used to be back then, and it's not the same as old For Honor. Just mainly being defensive is more about having an aggressive playstyle and making reads, not being defensive all the time. Valkyrie's kit is really not that intimidating to fight against in For Honor, and I am being serious. Her kit is just not really that scary to deal with at all, nor hard to deal with. Back when For Honor was new, Valkyrie used to be really good, actually, and many people would watch out for Valkyrie's bash, and sometimes they might not expect it. She was actually pretty good back in old For Honor, but now, everyone uses 50-50s, and most heroes now have unblockables and undodgeables, which give the whole 50-50 thing, and of course they can continue their chain pressure with the undodgeables and unblockables and so on. And some heroes do have massive damage with those unblockables and undodgeables, and have hyper armor that can make your blood boil sometimes. I'm looking at you, Jiren. Valkyrie has an offense that is a bit too safe, and she doesn't have unblockables that could help with the pressure and deal lots of damage if you decide to let it fly. Undodgeables could also help Valkyrie too, because if someone is being dodge happy, she could use the undodgeables to catch them while they are dodging and deal some damage. Now, I know some players will say if they change her up, she will just be like any other hero in For Honor. Well, yes, but she definitely is not in a good spot in my opinion. Offense-wise, she isn't. Intimidating-wise and offensive-wise, she's just not in a good spot whatsoever. Her not being too intimidating makes her feel a bit outdated in my opinion. Now, when playing with Valkyrie at high level play, you will have a very hard time playing with her either in duels or in Dominion at high level play. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, duels make sense, but Dominion, really? Can Valkyrie hold her own in TheGamingRaptor? Like, what are you trying to say here? Well, dear viewer, let me explain. Valkyrie in duels struggles a lot when even in high level duels because her kit is roughly the same, lights and heavies that have no unblockables and nor undodgeables that can help with pressure, and she has an all guard that has a bash which can start her pressure. However, most people watch for orange nowadays and will react on orange or just read it. You can make Valkyrie work in duels, but it's going to be a lot of work to do when playing with her. Now for Dominion, it really depends because you can make Valkyrie work in teamfights and ganking. However, when it comes to doing ones, it will be a lot of work and anti-ganking a bit too, but with her anti-ganking, it's not too bad to anti-gank with her. But if you're trying to hold down a point, you will maybe have a hard time. Now, I also didn't mention the sweep. Now, the sweep that Valkyrie has in her kit is not bad too. You can also catch people off guard. Even in Dominion, you can catch people off guard with her sweep. However, I've noticed that even if you go for the heavy damage finisher, you pretty much will do less damage. I don't know what that's about. It's so weird to me. Now, again, it really depends on the player that you face in Dominion. If they know Valkyrie's entire moveset, then of course, you will have a rough time. But if not, you may have an okay time playing with her. It just depends on who you're fighting. But I feel like this would also make her outdated if she can't do well in ones and just sustain herself sometimes when dealing with other players individually in Dominion. I feel like Valkyrie also is forgotten by the devs, mainly from the past Warrior Den streams. We haven't had a single update with Valkyrie whatsoever. Every time I feel like Valkyrie will get a buff and she doesn't even get any buff, I feel like, damn, Valkyrie still ain't got nothing yet, man. Now, I am not hating on the devs at all, man. No, of course not. I think the devs have done a really great job at trying to balance some of their heroes in For Honor as best they can. Yes, there are some heroes that are very OP and continue to be a thorn in everyone's side, but other than that, they try to make adjustments when they can. For me, I just hope they do give Valkyrie, Warlord, and even Magi buffs in the future, especially Valkyrie. I mean, they all deserve to have something, and not to be on the shelf every time, man. But I just feel like the devs just really don't give Valkyrie that much attention, honestly. I just hope she does get a good buff in the near future. Now, for this part, I want to give my opinions on what kind of changes I think Valkyrie should get. And again, these are just my opinions, so please be respectful in the comments. I'm just trying to give my opinions on what kind of change I would like to see for Valkyrie. So here we go. First, I think Valkyrie should have unblockables and undogeables in her kit. I think they will help her whenever it comes to just chains and 50-50s and being able to apply pressure when mixing up attacks and continuing chain pressure with those attacks. Second, I feel like Valkyrie needs better flow for her chains because her chains somewhat feel just too repetitive, and it's very easy to just beat a Valkyrie who throws the same thing over and over and over again. Even if they do something different, lots of people will see what's coming with one read. And then third, I would have Valkyrie's entire kit be like other heroes in today's For Honor meta, more aggressive instead of just being defensive. And yes, I know some people would not like that, but looking at her offense, it's not the best, but I wouldn't mind to keep it as the same. I just want them to buff the offense to make it a bit better, you know? I feel like making her kit a bit more offensive could help her sustain herself in fights and prevent her from being one-sided. I would love for them to just keep that defensive side for her, but give her offense something that can make her good with both offense and defense. And again, these are just my opinions of changes that I would like, but I want to hear what you guys think she really needs in the comments down below. Alright, so here's my conclusion, guys. Valkyrie overall is a hero that is more defensively oriented and struggles at high level gameplay from the modern era of For Honor. She is stuck in the past of being defensive, and I think that is the problem with her today. She just doesn't have the offense to be able to do some damage. I mean, yes, she does have some good mix-ups a little bit, but her offense overall is still lackluster. When you're facing someone who knows her entire kit and knows what you'll throw out, that's where I'm kind of like irritated with Valkyrie though. It's just that. It's that everyone will just understand her kit. She's really easy to just read, in my opinion. I don't think she's a very bad hero, but she really does need something else, or she will continue to be very irrelevant in the near future, in my opinion, at least. I mean, she's not too irrelevant, but later, if she doesn't get anything at all, she will become irrelevant later in the future, man. So I hope the devs do give her something really good in the future, man, because I definitely want to see Valkyrie thrive in For Honor, man. She honestly is a really cool hero and really fun to play with in Dominion sometimes, too. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video, and make sure to hype the video up with the hype points too. Also, what do you think about Valkyrie, and what else does she need to be great in For Honor? Let me know in the comments below. But with that being said, I am TheGamingRaptor. I will see you guys in the next video. Alrighty guys, peace out.